Top 10 reasons we should be scared of Russia. Russia has received a great deal of attention in the United States in recent years and has received a great deal of attention in recent years. They have been accused of hacking into the data of a political party in order to favor one over the other. They have been accused of blackmailing our leaders and infiltrating our government with their own operatives. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 reasons we should be scared of Russia. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. They shut down Estonia's internet infrastructure for almost a month. Estonia is an Eastern European country near the Russian border, and they are rather unique on the globe in that they rely on the internet for nearly everything. They use the internet to pay parking tickets, vote, pay utility bills and taxes, and pretty much anything else you can think of. Children in Estonia are taught how to use the internet properly in school from a young age, and the country is regarded as one of the most technologically advanced in the world. That's why Estonians were naturally alarmed in 2007 when their internet infrastructure was struck by a cyber attack that knocked the entire system offline for 3 weeks. Estonians are naturally concerned that it was a practice run for a future Russian invasion. Number 9. The Russian mock invasion that would take key islands from Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. Some may believe that Russia would never dare to expand so far into Eastern Europe, or that it would not push too far beyond Ukraine. People thought Hitler would stop after capturing the Rhineland during World War II, but they were dead wrong. Putin has no reason to stop unless someone forces him to, since he has already taken over Crimea and about half of Ukraine. While some may be suspicious, Russia conducted a fake series of invasions in March 2015 based on the somewhat absurd and clearly made-up premise that the West was attempting to physically topple Putin and stage a coup. Number 8. With the EU increasingly weakening, Russia is in a stronger position to invade Eastern Europe. When the Brexit vote occurred, Putin pretended to be unconcerned, but many experts believe he was ecstatic. The biggest factor preventing Putin from retaking the former Soviet republics is a strong European Union and a strong NATO, which happen to coincide in many respects right now. Unfortunately, both NATO and the European Union are in historically weak situations, and it appears that this dilemma will only worsen over time. With the United Kingdom out of the EU, it is probable that more people may depart, making it far more difficult for Western Europeans to mount any kind of meaningful defensive support if Putin invades Eastern Europe. Number 7. Russia today is Kremlin-controlled, and Russian fake news propaganda is a global machine. President Putin attempts to skirt the topic so that it isn't as evident to everyone, but the truth is that Russia Today could be Putin's personal blog. It is sponsored, owned, and operated by the Kremlin or Russian government. The government argues that it is not completely under government control, but Putin concedes that it is to be anticipated that they will say favorable things about the government and its objectives. While not explicitly stated, it is evident that the objective of Russia Today is to broadcast Kremlin propaganda around the world. It is possibly one of the most untrustworthy sources on earth, but many people who watch Russia Today in other nations are unaware of how untrustworthy it is. Number 6. We may call Putin a tyrant, but he's extremely popular in Russia. Putin may be a man obsessed with conquest, and he has some pretty large aspirations. As a result, many people associate him with comic book villains and regard him as a truly nasty character. While Putin supports many severe regulations, including those targeting LGBT people, the truth is that Russia has always had very fascistic laws and very little freedom. The Russian people are accustomed to hardship, rationing, and having little influence in governance. When it comes to being a fascist, Putin is more tolerant than some of his predecessors. Number 5. Putin has consolidated power and may very well be president for life. One of the factors that makes dealing with dictatorial threats more difficult for a country like Europe or the United States is that the dictator has the advantage of remaining in power indefinitely, consolidating his resources, and therefore being capable of carrying out truly long-term plans. On the other hand, countries such as the United States have regular elections that change their governing leaders, which means we must continually update our policies to deal with the most recent dangers. Every president will have a different perspective on how to deal with our foreign adversaries or rivals, which means a whole new roadmap. Number 4, there's a possibility they have blackmail material on the US president. While we know that Donald Trump has business interests in Russia, which have been the subject of much speculation and rumor, and that several members of his team were believed to have contacted Russia during the campaign, some believe there is significantly more to the story. According to a dossier of information, much of which is difficult to corroborate, Trump visited Russia as part of a beauty competition, and while staying in a hotel room, he engaged in some risque and embarrassing acts. He allegedly had prostitutes pee on a hotel bed that Barack and Michelle Obama had previously used. Number 3. The gay concentration camps currently operating in Chechnya. Gay individuals are being picked up like dangerous animals in Chechnya, a province that is now part of the Russian Federation, and either tortured for days on end or slaughtered. These individuals are being kept in what can only be termed gay concentration camps. Bounties are paid to mercenary groups to round up gay men wherever they may find them. This covers their houses, hidden gay hangout areas, and even sting operations to locate gay people. According to stories, they are subjected to beatings and electric shocks, and are sometimes even freed solely so they may be recaptured for sport, and the hunter can double dip on the money for the apprehended gay person. Number 2. Russia currently has the largest active nuclear stockpile in the world. Most people automatically think of the United States when they think of the most powerful nuclear country. However, Russia possesses a somewhat greater inventory of nuclear weapons than the US, including both hoarded warheads and those that are fully operational and ready to deploy. The United States possesses nearly 7,000 nuclear warheads, whereas Russia has over 7,000, just topping the US. They also have around 40 more operational nuclear weapons than the United States, with both countries having almost 2,000 ready to fire. Some may believe China is close, but they do not currently have any functioning warheads. In terms of operable nuclear weapons, the next closest countries are France, with a few hundred, and the United Kingdom, with a little more than 100. Number 1. Military service is compulsory for young men, so nearly all Russian males have military experience. The Russians are also hazardous since practically every man in good health has served in the military for at least a few years. The Russians have made military service mandatory for young males between the ages of 18 and 27 in order to ensure that every capable citizen is available if necessary, as well as to keep the military strong, full, and well-disciplined at all times. Now, draft evasion is very prevalent because not everyone wants to join the military, but it can be extremely difficult to achieve. Without a real medical cause, you may have to pay thousands of dollars for forged paperwork to get out of jail. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.